What's good, y'all? It's Wanye from Epic CW, and this is the long-awaited video I'm sure many of you have wanted to see for a long time now. So, for a really, really long time, I've kind of separated my art from YouTube, and I've done art mostly on my own. I mean, you've seen a collab sometimes when I'm giving Curtis like a gift for his birthday or Christmas, when I do something for him like that, or if his family buys something and he shows it off in like a room tour or something, or if we reference my art on the description or in videos. Sometimes Curtis will mention my art page on Instagram, which I'm still posting. I just take a break every now and then from doing art because I lose the creative flow and then I get back into it. Well, this is the video that Curtis has actually been asking me to do for a while, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, but we're going to tackle it today. I felt like it was the perfect opportunity. And today is the one and only time that I'm going to mix art with YouTube videos in like a whole video aspect, to where the video is themed about me doing art project. So today's art project is going to be Curtis's birthday gift. I know in the past we've shown or talked about kind of like us getting each other their birthday gifts, or kind of like how we came to the conclusion of, oh, I want to get Gamar this for his birthday. Well, this is how I came to the conclusion of your gift for your birthday. I saw it at Target and I picked it up. We've been doing a lot of things F1 over the past couple of years, especially 2023 into 2024, like the back end of the year. And so I wanted to do something a little special. I'm going to paint a car on a YouTube video for you for your birthday, and then give it to you when the time comes. I also am making a Gran Turismo 7 livery on one of the F1 cars that we own in that game as well, so you can go and use that livery. It'll be the same livery that I paint on this car today. So I have a design. I actually drew up a design here that we're going to be following, and it's of the Red Bull livery, but it's got its own personal designs from clapbacks to the channel and just personal memes that I threw on there. So we're going to be painting that on this car today. So typically how I like to start painting is putting my brushes inside the water, which they've been sitting for a couple minutes now while I've been doing the intro. We've got a couple more in here that I'm going to throw in. And we got a fine line brush that I'm going to use to paint the decals, but we'll do that last. And I've also got a couple of small canvas that I'm going to use while this is drying to paint channel logos for you guys, and I'll actually sign these ones, and those who order one of the first two will actually get the signed painting from me. Whoever orders the Epic CW channel logo paintings, I'll be making those and putting them on the website to sell as we go along. So those are the first two that are ever going to be made. I'll number them and I'll sign them, and whoever buys them first on epiccw.net, which will be linked below, then you guys will get the signed copies of those paintings. So it'll be pretty cool. I don't usually work with like paint by number or painting a specific thing. Typically I just paint on a canvas instead of painting an object. I have done it in the past, but it's not too frequent for me to do. So I've got some colors here, and then I've got a couple other colors underneath the F1 car. I've got a couple of different references, and I'm just going to be going off of what I remember from Gran Turismo, because I just finished up the video of me making that livery that game, so you guys can go and check that out when it's out. So the sides are going to be black. The sides and the actual base of the car are going to be black, because that is the kind of channel vibe, the channel colors now, the website colors. It's really beautiful out here too. It's serene. I don't get too many opportunities to paint outside, so it's really nice. When I paint, I typically like to paint on 2 different layers. So I'll paint a regular just base coat over whatever I'm painting. I guess if I'm painting an object, it's a little bit different, but I'll paint a base coat of whatever I'm painting over the object, and then I'll go over it a second time again with the same color once that dries. And then I kind of mix up layering sometimes. It depends on what I'm doing, the painting that I'm working on, all different types of factors, the canvas type. So the sides are done. We're gonna go ahead and paint the body now. Body is going to be black. Now I use a decent amount of paint when I go in and dab my brush. You don't need to do that. People say that you don't want to get much paint on when you're painting, but honestly, paint however you want to paint. I've just always used excess paint because I end up running out and get really frustrated when the color that I'm trying to paint the object or the canvas is not the color that I want it to be. So it's really up to you. Painting, everybody has their own style when it comes to painting. There's not any one way to do it. I mean, there are for certain techniques, but even then, you know, you can get creative and implement your own kind of unique painting techniques or styles. And that's where they're developed from, is just kind of just messing around. So now I'm gonna hit the wheels and kind of the insides here. I might go ahead and like cut a slit right there in front of the F1 car and put my own like custom bumper on it, because I think Curtis would appreciate that, and it would look a little bit cooler than just, you know, this, because this is also missing the halo. I mean, it's not really supposed to be 100% accurate. It's a kid's, you know, paint by numbers basically. But you know, we're professional racers out here, so I want to make sure it's as accurate as possible. You guys understand my drift. So, just getting paint all over the car. for the first coat, and then we'll go over for a second coat. And it really doesn't matter if the entire thing is not hit. I typically like to make sure that I go over the car a couple of times the first time around, so that way when I apply the second coat, I don't have to go as hard. And it could really just be me touching up certain parts of what I'm doing. Of course, it's nice to have like paper towels and stuff like that, so that way you can, you know, maneuver around the canvas or the object that you're painting. I didn't have any, so it's going to be kind of difficult to be able to paint the car and at the same time kind of move my hand around it and not get paint all over myself. But rule number one of painting, it's messy. So it doesn't really matter if you get paint on yourself. Evidenced by the fact that I just grabbed the paint. It's just about a matter of time. I'm not gonna go over the entire thing here. First mask, second mask on video. I'll just, you know, get the gist of it. I just wanted to get my first part here, just addressing you guys and starting up the video, getting the base layer in. So like I said, the car is going to be entirely black for the most part. The helmet and the body are not going to be black. Those are going to be painted orange respectively and white. Orange for the driver, because that would be Curtis driving, and it's kind of who we're making this out to be. There we go. Thing is, this paint that this company provided is pretty quick drying. It doesn't get too messy as well. It really doesn't matter if you get the other parts of your object or the canvas wet with paint of a color that you don't want, because you can always blend and mix colors to be the color that you originally wanted. From any color, or you could just paint over it. You can always fix a painting. There's absolutely no falsehoods in that statement. All right. So the first coating is down. We've got the F1 car painted all black. We still have to paint the top a different color. We still have to go over all the decals. But I'm gonna move on to the other paintings that I have here, which are the channel logos. So just gonna take the brushes out of the water because they've been soaking for long enough. This is the point where we're going to dirty our water. You guys can't see it, but it's black now. And I'm gonna need to reuse the brush, so we don't really need to get the water super dirty, or should I say the brush super clean. We are going to take this brush though, and I'm gonna take this cup. And get started on these mini canvas paintings of the channel logo. So it is a red circle with a blue E on the inside. So basically how we're going to do that is we're going to make a circle using the cup over the canvas. This is how I do a lot of shapes, is just putting whatever over whatever. And we've actually got red here, so go ahead and dip that. Make sure it's smack dab in the middle. Bop. This might be one of my easiest paintings ever. All right. Boom. Got our red circle. Can open the other one. Now you don't have to go over it a bunch of different times. It is nice, but with mini canvas, as long as you've really got the paint on whatever you're painting, you should be fine. Then cup over and just continue, do another circle. Boom. Another red circle, perfect. We'll just set those aside. And now we're able to come back to our car. So I'm gonna go over with another base coat. I take my big brush back out, and honestly you can just wipe it on your pants. Colors always wash out. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a second coat of paint to the car, and we'll be at the next part of painting this car, which is going to be painting the top part, and then I think we're gonna go ahead and paint the helmet as well. See you guys in a little bit. All right, now that we have our base layer down for the car, we can go ahead and paint everything else. So my idea, I want to paint the Handmade by Hope right on the top. I think getting that out of the way would be good, but before I do that, I think I want to paint some of the small decals in white. So that would be epiccw.net. That would be the top of the back of this helmet here on the body. That would also be the shopping list that I'll have up front. So I have a couple of things to paint here. I think I'll start with the epiccw.net. So when you're painting fine line work, you're going to want to use a small kind of pencil brush ended paintbrush. You're just going to lightly press it up against what you're painting, kind of like as if you were writing. All right, and we've got our first decal, epiccw.net. We're gonna paint it right on the other side here. And then on the other side, epiccw.net, epiccw.net. I think we're gonna do the driving god up top. We'll now work on that. Here we go. Finishing up the last letter. So we have the driving god at the top. Below that, we're gonna have 64 also written with the small pencil thin paintbrush. right. Guys, go follow EpicCW on X and go visit the website, epiccw.net. So now that we have all that done, I'm going to write in the Handmade by Hope designs. So I'm going to drop this in, but first, before that, I'm actually going to paint the back part of this all white. Now I did get a little bit of black on the part that I'm supposed to be painting white here, so I'll just go over it a couple more times with the white. Nice, nice. I'd probably be using tape if this is a bit of a bigger project. So I just don't want the paint to mix. But you can use just like a paper towel or something where you guys see the paint that kind of peeks over on the edge, and we'll take care of that. With the acrylic paints, it's pretty easy to take that off. Oil, it gets a little bit more difficult, but nice. So we still need to work on it a little bit more, but at least we got the body colored into the white. So I'm gonna dip this paintbrush into the white, into the water. All right, and then we'll get our orange paints. We'll start working on our Handmade by Hope sign in the back. Not sure if I'll be able to do the YouTube logo anywhere on it, but I'll try and get that on there. Or the channel logo, because I have both of those on the actual car. And since we're outside, doesn't really matter. You can just squirt the paint on a rock and it'll wash away in a couple of days. This is actually the perfect place to paint. All right, so have just a small little green leaf decal. And off of that, I'm going to build on that with the light green for leaves. So perfect. And then right inside there, I'll do cursive, handmade by Hope. Actually look awesome. Oh no, I didn't know that that white wasn't dried on the sides. I'll have to redo that. Not a problem. All right, so I'll wait for this to dry. Then we can go ahead and add some more decals. I think we'll do the head next. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and go over the E. Alright, I just let these dry. Alright, now back to the F1 car. It's all dried, so what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to paint the Handmade by Hope, and then I'm going to go and clean off the brush and then paint kind of the colors that we see here on this car here. Or I might just do like a light blue. Yeah, we'll do a light blue actually. I'm not going to do the orange. I think the light blue looks really good, and that's what's on the F1 car in Gran Turismo 7. So we'll do that, and we'll paint the orange, the helmet instead. See, painting is dynamic. You don't just have one idea. I mean, I am going off what I made on Gran Turismo, so I have an idea in my head already, and I'm just kind of following that. But I had original plans, or I had different plans originally, and now I'm going with what I had instead. So we're gonna do some cursive here. You thought regular spelling at this small of a size was difficult. Try doing cursive. Now we got our Handmade by Hope up at the top. I do like that. So, Driving God, FCW Handmade by Hope. I need to draw the goat in there. I do need to make the Curtis for president, and how we're gonna do that is I'm gonna just do a little star with red lines, and then we'll just make it look like it says Curtis for president. I can't obviously write that small, so that's what we'll do. We'll go over the E because I did finish the first coat for both. So this is basically my process. Sometimes I go and do 2 or 3 different projects at a time. That way I get a lot done for art because I have a whole routine, I guess you could call it, for when I paint, not on a video. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. What should I tackle first? I want to do the wheels first, just to get that out of the way. It's gonna be the light blue, so I don't have anything to kind of do like a light blue circle. Sometimes you just need to improvise. Art is a lot of improvising, kind of finding your own method of doing things the easiest way you can. And I'm very good at doing that for art projects, because a lot of the time I don't have the project doesn't go exactly how I want it to go, or I don't have the materials at the time to do what I want to do. Then you gotta wing it. And that's what we did here. I mean, it works. And that was just off one of my paintbrushes that I've actually had since I started painting a couple years ago. So this is my first ever paintbrush. What are we gonna add next for this? We could do the bull, but I don't really think that the top part is dried yet. I think I'm gonna grab some of this orange and paint the helmet right now. And then once we're done painting the helmet, we can paint the star for the Curtis for President. All that good stuff. And when you're doing painting and you're painting something over a color that you just finished and you're not using tape, just be very careful. You don't want to get that nice new paint job all messed up that you did. I'm just gonna paint for that. Perfect. So what we've got, honestly, it looks pretty like an F1 car. Not gonna lie. Next, all we have to do is just paint the goat onto that, and then I'm gonna get a extender wing portion for the front. That's gonna be a whole separate thing. I'm not gonna put that on the video, but you will see that when I give Curtis the gift for his birthday. So moving over to the E. We'll take this one. Again, more just like fine letter work, so just go over it pretty slowly as if you're writing something. When you do that, you can make sure that the color really gets into the corners or the main shape of what you're trying to portray. You don't have any odd color splotches and different color kind of patches in different areas. It doesn't look good when you have that. An example of what I'm talking about, color splotches. This versus this. You can see just by looking at this one that it's more matte colored for the blue, whereas this one, even if you hold it back this far, I mean, you could see that the one on this side has got color splotches, especially if you hold it right up. You could see that the color is not even, and it doesn't make the design look good. So now we're gonna go over this one, and I'll show you the difference. Honestly, it's 2 coats. The first base coat, and then coat over it. Painting is not that hard, guys. It's only as hard as you make it. All right. And then you can already tell that difference. I mean, you can bring it up close and it's still got some splotches, but for the most part, can't really tell unless you have it really close up. So 2 designs of the channel logo. I'll go ahead and sign these, but before I do that, I want to go ahead and finish up the cart. I have the goat to paint on. I want to go over the helmet one more time, and then I have a Red Bull design that I want to make and the Curtis for President. So I'll make those real quick. I'm gonna make the star here on the inside. It would be this color. Okay, perfect. Pretty hard getting in this crevice here. But as an experienced painter, I can do it. I can get the shape down pretty well as well. I would like to get the channel logo on here somewhere. That would be a possibility, although don't think I'm going to be able to. Maybe I'll be able to just do it on the side. Or I'll just do it right up front. I'll just do that, honestly, because I'm not going to be able to put the shopping list like I have. So that's what I'll do. Oh, a bird scared me. Okay. Okay, and we got the star in there with the stripes for the flag, kind of like how the logo is for the Curtis for President. Next, I'm going to do a logo similar to the one that we have, just painted. I wanted to make it look good, so I'm going to have to paint like a little circle first, and then I'll paint around the circle with the red. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna do this. It's just a dab. Right. All right, so we've got our dab on there. That's where the E is gonna go. While that dries, I'm going to do the goat on the back. So, actually, I'm gonna do one more coating of the white here for the top, right behind the helmet, and the helmet on the orange, and then I'll get back to it. Once that dries, I'll also do another coat of the white, so that way the E will be ready to be painted on, and we can finish this whole thing up, and I can sign the two. All right, so we've got more decals on. We got a second layer of paint on the back behind the helmet of the body and the helmet itself. We have got the Curtis for President inside the star on the inside. We also have the Handmade by Hope all set and dried now, as well as the front set and dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the rest of the Epic CW logo on the front of the car. I'll also take a second to paint the other sponsors that I have, which is Air Busan and Oracle. So I wanted to have that on there. Oracle Red Bull. All right, so we've got the circle all drawn in. We just have to wait for that to dry. We can go and put another layer. Or actually, I don't even think we need another layer, honestly, because it's so small of a decal. You just do the E right over it. And I'll take that same paintbrush. I'll do Air Busan on that. On the side. All right. Air Busan as the sponsors on the side. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just, you know. And then we'll do Oracle Red Bull. Which I believe is the white. And then it should be just the Red Bull logo, right? I think so. I think that's the decal that I had added. So I'll set that up. Didn't use the yellow yet. Basically, I used every single color that I had here in some way, shape, or form. Except for the green, the light green, but I used a different green, so I would have still needed it if I didn't have it. Okay, and we're gonna do the Red Bulls. All right, and then Oracle Red Bull right there on the side of the car. I mean, it's something, you know. And then we'll do the E up front, and then we'll do the goat for the design in the back, and then we'll be done. So there's the E right up front. And now we just have to do the goat design, which I do have kind of a template that I want to follow for that. We'll have enough black left. Okay. All right. And we got the goat in there on both sides. I did my best to try and like replicate what it looked like on both sides. I think I didn't do too bad of a job on that, but maybe I can make the goat's leg a little bit bigger. There we go. But I mean, this is the car right here. It's finished without the front wing, which I'm gonna do on my own time. I'm gonna fix it up. We got the Handmade by Hope, the goat, Epic CW logo up front. Got the Curtis for President, the Oracle, Air Busan. Got the tire, the blue tires. We got everything on this car, so I think it looks like a pretty good design. It's gonna look even better when I have that front wing on it. But if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. I just did a entire painting video, or well, technically 2 entire paintings for you guys. So definitely leave a like. It's the only time I'm gonna be doing this on the channel. I did enjoy it. It was a really relaxing day for me. Took a little bit longer than what I would have done if I had done it on my own time, because I had to set everything up out here. I had to kind of transition between getting my paints all cleaned up and just waiting, setting all the paint, and then kind of watching YouTube videos in between then, and then coming back to it. So I really did enjoy it. Again, go visit epiccw.net. This car here is Pride and Joy. Is the team design. So if you guys again want to see this, or if you want to use this livery in GT7. You guys can go and check that out. It's actually available right now, but for Curtis's birthday, so I'm gonna, tell him about all this and give him all the videos. And this is where you guys will see this. This isn't gonna be posted until Curtis's birthday, so it's not gonna matter. None of this is gonna matter. But if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. This is Wanya, and I'm out. Peace. Oh, actually, forgot to do one thing. Forgot to sign these 2 canvas, which you guys can win. My signature is pretty unique. I'm sure you guys have seen it somewhere. If you're following my art page, you've definitely seen it. It's just a W. Start of a cursive W. The little C. My last name. And boop. Boom. Signed. And then sign this one. Boom. Signed. So, got 1 and 2. If you guys want to win one of these, well, if you guys want to buy one of these, you can. There's only 2 that I have signed. These are the only 2 that I'm going to sign. So, again, if you guys want a channel logo painting from me, signed by me, then be first or second to order these paintings on epiccw.net. And again, these were our paintings for the day. It was this car here and these 2 Epic CW paintings. So thank you so much for watching. This is Wanya, and I'm out for real this time. Peace.